Oh, there's the camera. Right. Come back to the Range Rover. So we've got the valve in, got some of the bolts in it, got a pipe to put in it as well. We've got a gasket to cut off down here. Not a gasket, sorry, a cable tie that's holding the gasket in place. So I need to try and cut that off under here. Just order it. So the pair of the snap-on Stanley. Just cut the wee cable tie off it. So, and that'll allow us to get the bolts in it. Should do anyway. It's really difficult. It's rather difficult. Everything on this side's rather difficult. Oh, is that going to be able to go in? Alright, there we go. Sorry, everything's rather difficult on this side. Everything's rather difficult in general on a Land Rover, innit? Let's face it. So get all the bolts we can in it. All of them in. Let's see what this next one goes. There's the hole at the back there. Another one of these big long ones. And then we'll need to try and figure out how we get the pipe in for the manifold pipe. Not easy either. Oh, you beauty, that one's went in there. That's good. Right, so. And there's a load of crossover coolant pipes and stuff like that as well to go back on it. A load of coolant as well. Hopefully there's no issues. It's been lots of issues with it, man. Try to get these off of here. And the work bolts back and forth so we don't shear them. So I'll put that wee pipe in there. Clutch an 05 plate Citroen, he's texted me. So let's see if we can get a quarter drive with a socket on it. Let's see if we can get these tightened up, and then we'll see how we get that pipe in there. Funny games, man. I don't know how many tools and bolts I've dropped on this as well, man. There's one on the driver's side I just cannot find, so I've had to replace it. Never good. Oh, whenever my socket nearly went. Yeah, it's not been a fun job, this one. It's not been a fun job at all. End up cut to bits on these as well, guys. Or gals, if you're watching. So yeah, you end up cut to bits. It's not good even. So, just trying to get into the bolts just to tighten them with hand just now. So they've all just been tightened behind at the minute. Right, let's see.
I placed that as well, will we have time belt? Supplying for a time belt. Supplying for a timing belt is after on a Discovery. Not sure if it's a Disco 4 or what. Timing belt kit and water pump, I think he said. Yeah, I'll price the water pump as well. I don't think it's driven off the timing belt, but I'll give him the option. Eh? Is that what he's asked for? No, if they've not asked for it, if they just want a time, there's maybe. You can price it for an oil and filter change as well if you want, and I'll ask a guy if he wants it while it's in. Right, couple to go. I just can't get into it. Come on. Yeah, the guy who designed this one should be shot as well. That was such an yesterday, man. What world of pain that was. It wasn't a world of pain, it was just a messy job. This EPF fluid, part fluid, refill. Tighten those two behind. I'll get the ratchet on.
These discs connected to the hub, isn't it?
What do you mean? They should have top bolts on them.
Aye, and that's it.
Aye.
So they're not the hub's not.
No, there's no bearings or anything in them, just. So that's just back to the first bolt. So we'll just go back with it, leave it, and check. We'll check them again. So right, we've got the valve bolted together at least, and we'll be back in a little minute. Right then, down there there's a cable tie holding my gasket in place. You maybe just see it sticking out. And that's what we're, hey guys,
That's what we're trying to get out. That's what we're trying to get out of here. So, aye, this homemade tool now. Put this back in here, right? I'll put you guys back in there. I'm trying my best to get this. Come on, GoPro. Do what you're told. Stay there. Right. So, I'm obviously trying to get just doing to break the cable tie. Really, I cut it off, I've tried. And I need the cable tie in. There's no way I would get barely get to it. Barely get that gasket to stay on there and get it in place. So I need to try and get the cable tie off now. Right. Oh god. Nothing's easy in the Land Rover, man. All the pain. So I think next time, man, I'm lifting the body. I managed to do the rocker cover in place. You know, just the same thing, cable ties to hold the gasket. And it was a little bit tricky, but we got it. This is rather tricky. If I could just break the cable tie. It's the world's smallest cable tie too. What if I can move it? I could get a knife back in to cut it. I can't seem to get a knife onto it. And we'll get snaps down. Oh, there's a good pulley again. Nice. Can't get the cat away anything. Trying the pick. Let's see if we can hook it under it and break it. It should go pretty easy, this cable tie. It's small, but it's just getting to it. And we need the gasket seated perfectly. Right, I think we'll come back.
So, right, that's what I was thinking with that cable tie there. So now that that's off, I can get the manifold pipe tightened up to the E-jar, then we'll get it bolted up there. I've already cleaned up everything, and we'll have to put this in sections as well, so there's one bolt still to get in the valve. I might see what's happened to that, I'm not sure what's right. Bloody Land Rovers! Hey, welcome back guys. That has been a world of pain, man. An absolute world of pain. So the valve's all bolted up. I did drop a gasket. I managed to find it, but I was stuck in one of those heat shields down there. So like we say, we dropped two bolts on the other side as well. I've managed to find one of them. To be honest with you, I had to replace one. Just can't find it. I'm hoping when I start the thing it rattles it. I've tried blowing it out the air. I just can't see where it went to at all. It's got to be in there somewhere, but obviously. So just hope that it falls out, and that way we know what it is, you know what I mean? Not like leaving unknowns, to be honest with you. But there's nothing I can do other than freaking lift the body off this bastard. But we'll soldier on here, man. Soldier on. We've got two bolts to get in that pipe. Two bolts in the pipe. Two bolts to get in the pipe. And then we can bolt the rest of the jar valve up. We'll get all the coolant in it. And we'll probably run it up to temp with the coolant in it, with the heat shields off it, and if everything's all tickety-boo, then we'll put the heat shields on, take it for there basically, because you know what it's like guys, put bloody heat shields on, hanging in, find out you've got a problem. So I'm going to try and move my snap-on ratchet into that angle, see if that helps me there. Probably would with an extension on it, so I think we'll just get an extension. Extension! So aye, they've quality stuff, man, these Land Rovers, aren't they? Thinking about an old Land Rover policy in my workshop now.
We only want distant pads on Land Rovers. Nah. There's only one distant pads on Land Rovers now. And to be honest, I'm not slating Land Rover guys, right? This is filming, so don't be swearing. I'm not slating Land Rover. I fitted Land Rover pads and this onto the front of this, onto the rear of this as well. Land Rover brake shoes as well. They were all genuine Land Rover brakes. Lo and behold, you're hammering the brakes on, they're fine. Now this is always going to be, if you want to pull up to the junction nice and slowly, they squeal, they have absolute heads off, and I thought, must just be a bad set surely. Nah, that's not the case. Did another set shortly after doing this. Guess what, they were the exact same, both Land Rover genuine pads and this, so I think maybe I'll just go Delphi, something like that, for the Land Rovers, because they certainly were squealing their heads off.
Is it common then?
Brand new, oh, there's my camera, they were brand new pads and discs direct for Land Rover. Everything, just about pretty much every single part on this car has come to the Land Rover, up to that part which is Land Rover on it. So don't mess about with this thing, and try and put known parts on these, because they can be, well, we've seen how long that's taken just to do this. I fancy taking it apart because it's crap parts, you know what I mean? So we did have one as well in for turbo, and they didn't want to pay the genuine price for the turbo and stuff like that, so suggested to take it away, so that they did. So I prefer known good parts. So we've got 2 new bolts for in there. Sounds like somebody be coming in. Start that fast drop pull, will you? Let it run for a wee bit. So the genuine parts are, you know what you're putting on, and well, these EGR valves have lasted over 10 years on this car, so why would you not put no good ones on? Well, cheap things. There's 2 things cheap to do it twice, in my opinion. So aye, that's what I always try and, you know, state to the customer that sometimes these big Land Rovers, man, you better just, you know, soaking up the paint and putting on the genuine bits, because they do last a bit longer, in my experience. So aye, these are the 2 bolts that you've seen we were fighting the guys at the start. So they had these bolts in stock, but they didn't have the ones that sheared onto the pipes, so I had to get those ordered in. The ones that join this pipe that I'm tightening up to, the new EGR valves, so those both sheared, so I didn't want to take a chance and put the wrong kind of bolt in it or something like that. Very expensive, the valves, so just do the job right, into guys. No messing around. There's my other bolt. It's in my pocket. Nah, numpty. It's in my pocket. It's in my pocket. So, obviously you can see we've got a coolant pipe that crosses over at the back. That's not an easy thing to get bolted up at the back either there. Oh, I've done there. What did I do that for? Go in the hole. Oh, no! Did that hit the floor? Did it hit the floor is the question. No, it did not.
Uh-oh.
So, where did you go? You gotta hit the fucking floor. God damn you, Land Rover! Should have did my wee trick with the tape. It's got front and rear parking sensors. Yeah. So, welcome back, guys. We're into the world of pain. We are. We're in the back here. Putting this. Torches. bolts on this kind of crossover pipe. And now you can't even see it, it's a bit black, so we'll go back with our torch, it's bloody charged. Hey, welcome back guys. You can see we've got the big Range Rover. We've been struggling with the EGRs. To be honest, it's a small garage, this one. This garage at Kearney's Auto Solutions. And what I'm having is we've got another body in there, we've got another member of staff to try and help us out. So that's good, that's a positive thing. Struggling, man, getting into the Range Rovers. Every time we get going on them, somebody comes in, phone goes, something happens. You really need to spend a lot of time on these things, eh? And when things go wrong, you book them in the diary, things go wrong, and you can't plan for them because you just don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's like a box of chocolates, so you just never know where you're going to get the Land Rover, to be honest with you guys. Especially the older ones. This one's a 2010 or 2011 autobiography. It is low mileage, it's 103,000 miles. But it's in Scotland, guys, so they get a bit crusty. You all seen the videos, we're fighting those bolts there. We fighted it on the body off it the last time as well. So they're just getting a bit crusty. Years ago, we could batter into these and we could get them quite done pretty quickly. Now everything's a fight, and I mean everything is a fight on these. There's no much you can get to on them. Even the new ones, the L494. I think if this was an L494 and the EGR valves had went on it, we just need to lift the engine out it. I don't think you could get them in L494. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody leave us a comment before. L494 306 DT. This is an L320 306 DT twin turbo variant. Goes well when it come in. The light was on. Put the vehicle out. Got the vehicle back in. The light was off. So we put the fault codes down into Land Rover Topics as well, and it could not really determine what side it was in there, could have, because it was so intermittent. So we've changed both valves on it now. Took these in and get a little look there. So we've changed both EGR valves, and look guys, now that everything's back in, and you can barely see them. So that's the pipes. So they're down there, the new valves. We've got the coolant hoses on them. Yep, that one's on. Put a new clamp on there because that's how it was. Got all this back on. We've got our actuators back on. So and I have started this. I have started it. I really wanted to look stupid and it wouldn't start. So it'll probably make a fool of me now and won't start. So we're going to put some coolant in it. That was only warning on the dash. Was for coolant. So we're going to put some more coolant in it because we obviously drained all of that. So we'll put some coolant in it. We've got the big autel plumbed into it. And then we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. There's still a lot to do on these. We need to set up their pathways for their flow meters, the EGRs, run it, reset all the levels on it, and hopefully now, man, that's going to be it for a while now, this one. But you just don't bet on that with a Land Rover, guys, eh? So we're putting a bit of coolant in it. You know, gump on the way there. This is a brand new coolant bottle as well. These are prone for having issues with the sensor on the bottom of the bottle. Basically, it was one day it was telling us it was fine, next day it was telling us put some fluid in it. So, and it can be temperamental, available for britpart as well now, so it's not too bad. Not too bad, guys. So, but again, nothing's cheap on Land Rover, is it? So, we're going to fire it up. No messages on the dash at the minute, no EML lights, engine management, nuisance yellow light we get on these Land Rovers, and they're quite problematic. So we've got the big autel hooked up to it. We're going to continue putting some coolant in. We'll put a big group there. So she's sounding good. I did have a customer here with a Disco 4 this morning. They said somebody's been away and it's had a timing belt and all that kind of stuff. All the belts done. It cost the guy a few quid on it. It didn't sound that great. I mean, that's not what he came in for. He came in for suspension arms on the rear, so body off of that one. for the rear suspension arms, unfortunately. I think if it's the same as the L320, then to get the upper arms, it just doesn't look like there's any room for the bolts to come out. Maybe somebody can correct me, maybe you can cut them, turn them around the other way. It doesn't look like it to me, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like there's enough space to get those arms out, and these have never been done either on this car. Original airbags as well on this one, guys, so suspension probably going to want done as well at some point. Had its ace pipes done. Original anti-roll bars. So the anti-roll bars are extremely expensive for this. They're active anti-roll bars, so they're not cheap. You can hear it there, she's running away okay. She's idling fine, she sounds really good compared to the one I heard earlier on. That engine sounds really nice, and that is how they should sound. I seen a video on one on YouTube the other night, and it was a 2.7 litres. I commented on it, and what they were looking at is some codes. I think one was a misfire. I missed that one. It was a misfire and something else, I can't remember. And then I seen another video of the car later on that night, same guy on Facebook, and horrific noise, blowing compression out. So if you're familiar with the 2.7, they are bad for con rods. Con rods go, the bearings go, they spin a bearing. I believe that's what happened to the one I had in. Either that or the crank had actually snapped on it, because it had only had one contact on one inlet valve on the driver's side head. So aye, not good. 2.7s are known for that, to be honest with you. These ones, I've seen one, the 306DT, we had one with snap timing chain before, and I believe it was snapped because the customer kept driving it with the DPF message on the dash saying full. So I think the exhaust gases were coming back up into it, and it's struggling. Engine gets tighter and tighter to turn because it can't breathe at the exhaust, and I believe that's what buckled the chain on that gentleman too. So, yeah, so I believe they're having it and then doing the holding that, but I believe he actually caused his own downfall. So it's sitting there on the way, just take another big weight to kill it, and get that more in there. The big deal, this is going to take a big drink. Definitely seems like we're getting some emissions out of the rear. Start to circulate now, it's good. Start to circulate the fuel, so that's a good thing. Lots of fuel pipes on these. 2-cylinder heads. Come on, man, go in! That's going on. There we go, good. It's the way I'll be very fine, I'll do. So, still put a wee bit out of that. big bad boy in there. So what was happening with it was one of the valves wasn't sensing if it was opening, so it was just saying position stuck closed. I believe it had actually just failed electronically. The position switch or whatever inside the valve had probably just failed, to be honest with you. The car, 95% of the time, was driving perfectly. Now, there was some throttle pedal codes on the car before we touched it. There was some throttle pedal codes there, and when I went to bring the vehicle in, put it into reverse, or R for race mode, went reverse back, put the foot down, nothing happened, absolutely nothing. So control alt delete on a Land Rover, turn off the ignition, start it back up, and away it went. But we could see that there was a fault code. I mean, you looked at the live data on the big autel, we'll get that on in a minute. You looked at the live data, you could actually see that the two potentiometers in the throttle pedal were highlighted in red. So that kind of indicates that there is a problem with the throttle pedal and it may need replaced. So we'll go and get a portion out and we'll see how the throttle pedal is working. All heard that, everybody? All heard that there, that sounded quite sweet. So like I said, we do have all the air pathways to set up on it, and we all need to run it and learn the levels. We all need to get the coolant all bled up properly. It does seem to be warm. Coming back in, maybe a squirrel or something there up on my roof, I don't know what happened there. So we'll let it run up to temp. I'll check it all. And you can see, guys, I've not put absolutely everything onto this, right? Not yet anyway. We've still got the battery trays on that side, so battery trays on that side still to go. So the bolts out of we replaced these ones are from the manifold to EGR valve pipes, so we've got a load of bolts for there. So for in there you can see there's one shared in there. So we've obviously got a load of bolts here still, wee bits for the box up there. So all these nuts and bolts here, some of them are old ones because we've replaced most of the bolts on these, yeah, to be honest with you. Obviously we had a couple break, a couple strip, so we had to go up to Gem and get some more bolts and stuff like that. So all these heat shields to go back in, man. So there's another 5 hours just putting heat shields back in it. So, and you think I'm exaggerating. What is going on out there, man? There's something. There's not been enough crash out there again. So, the big girl's running away. It was emitting a bit of emissions at the back. I don't know if it's just because it's been sitting. You know, it's been sitting for a while. So a lot of moisture will be in the exhaust as well. So I'm not too concerned about that at the minute. The only light we've got on is just the big red triangle, big red light of death. It's only telling us the bonnet's opened and confirmed the suspension height, to be honest with you. I think it was saying that a minute ago, confirm the suspension height. So the red light's on because the bonnet's open. So we'll get the big autel, that's plumbed in, and we'll see what's going on. Something's happening out there, I'm telling you, something's not right out there. There's somebody making some noises out there. What's happened here? Somebody turned this off. So we do have a new tech started. He's done the job right and turned it off, so that's good. That was good, I like that. So a new technician started, it's been okay, he's done well. He's done a good shift this week. He's put a shift in, he's not done anything wrong, so that's all good, isn't it? Can't ask for any more than that. Hard to get staff in the motor trade, guys. Finding good mechanics is, well, finding mechanics, we'll rephrase that. Finding mechanics in general is really, really difficult. I think everybody went into the motor trade. There we go. So this function here now, I believe, see it's got a little cloud on there. I think we can now, with the big autel Maxis. So this is a licensed autel machine, 919, MS919. It's absolutely fantastic, guys. It's absolutely fantastic. It really is. I can't sing its praises enough. So we'll go in there for diag. And what we had before was we had some in one of the systems for throttle pedal. Yeah, I'm sure I've got everything plugged in, but it is tight in there. That's not to say I've not missed anything. So we can see we're charging properly up at 15 volts there. So there's 2 faults in the engine management, one in the transmission control, which I believe was the throttle pedal. ABS normally comes up VIN. Instrument cluster had some in there, and there is a front looking sensor module fault as well. So some of them are crap, to be honest with you. We had a Jaguar XF in here the other day, and it has had something ridiculous. I can't remember exactly, something like 38 fault codes. I think there was one module that passed, to be honest with you. So obviously we've had the battery out of this as well. So we'll see what this says. So it's going through it quite fast actually, to be honest. It'll take a while sometimes. So we'll see what it's saying in at the EGRs. Obviously we will run it up to temp. Check this coolant bottle now. I've still got enough in there, so we'll put the lid on it. Put the cap on. Obviously you can see we've got the covers off still underneath the sides in here. You can see the new valves. You can see the crossover pipe. I'm not sure what it is. Not sure what it is, to be honest with you. Everything sounds good. There's a kind of very close to that. And if you look how close that is to that boost pipe, I'm going to try and pull this back. Oh yeah, that's jaggy, that's really jaggy, so that obviously has some wire on it. Maybe, oh yeah, blinded myself. I'll maybe see if I can get some actually wrap around that. I don't want that melting that boost hose. Saying that it only covers, it doesn't cover all of it, the looks at it. And it is crimped on up there. I wonder if the crimp is just broken off with rust. Sorry guys, you probably couldn't hear me, but you can see that pipe there. Intake air temp sensor, bank 1, bank 2, that's maybe me guys, that's maybe me. I've maybe... Maybe got something off somewhere, just that I can't see it. Oh, that's got to go to the... there. So we do need to set up their pathways, but shouldn't really bring us that light on, to be honest with you. So, and it does say it's intermittent. Certainly everything sounds okay. Again, we need to bolt all that up as well. And tidy up all the boxes. We'll need the battery back out here, to be honest with you. We will need the battery back out again probably, just to tidy everything up. Oh my bad, yeah, it would have been very very sore. So, seems to be okay at the minute. So we'll clear these faults. So you can see that there, history, if you can see that guys. That is a history code, and it's saying intake, air temperature, sensor 1, circuit bank 2. Column lock authorization, I've not seen that one on this one. VIN, so there we go, throttle pedal, if you can see that guys. So throttle pedal position sensor, intermittent, that's in transmission control. Obviously he definitely needs to see how much you're stepping on the loud pedal. Key transponder, forward looking sensor, that's been there. I had seen that one before, and we know there is some issues with the door. They mentioned the door of the customer, so we'll quick erase everything. And we'll scan it again and we'll see if that one comes back for the intake air temperature sensor, and then we'll need to look into that. I really hope that we've not got any more faults on this, man. I really don't. There's a Nielsen wire brush right there, quality stuff. So I mean, it's cleared the faults, so yeah, cleared those faults. We'll just get into power control module, enter system, quick trouble codes first. Read codes. Right, so nothing's there at the minute. It's not to say it won't be live data. Fuel wheel desired pressure. I don't know why it's in red. What? I need to ask somebody about that, I think. Saying it's too high a fuel bill. We'll need to look that up and see what that's meant to be at. And there's the throttle pedals as well that are lit up in red. So I will need to look into that. I think yeah, it's there again, the fuel wheel pressure in red. So it's maybe to do with the throttle, could be I suppose. Welcome back guys. You know, I was joking when I said 10 hours for the heat shields, but man, it has taken me probably about 2-3 hours just to get the heat shields in and to get them in right. Obviously you get your one there for your brake pipe, your one here for all your flexies. This one keeps coming off. Oh, it's not tight, that's it. Right, so we'll need to tighten up that one there. Sure, I've got the rest of them. So it's been an absolute mission getting those heat shields in, so at least we meant to check that there, so should always check things. Sure, that's all tight, that's definitely tight, it's just been this one. So go on you bugger. Just that one there. So aye man, the one that goes up to the EGR covers the kind of EGR manifold pipe. Oh Jesus man, honest to God man, I must have been there for about an hour just trying to get a bolt in, and honest to God that side was the hardest EGR to get out. That side's been the hardest for the heat shields. This side, it's been not too bad, heat shields to be honest with you. I've got one there to go in, and that's it. And I'll put it all back in, and I may just leave the stuff at the top until Monday, and run it and do the pathways and all that. I have ran it up to temp twice and been giving it some big portions. I heard any strange noises and there's no codes came back, and I've not found any leaks, so yeah, but you can see the place man, oh, it's swiped out, my hands are cut to bits. God man, these fun and games in these L320s now man guys, so hopefully no more issues with that one for a while now. I'm fed up looking at this big girl, I tell you. So this one seems to be done. So thanks for watching guys, have a great weekend. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, just helps YouTube know you like this kind of crap Land Rover stuff. So go ahead guys, hit that thumbs up, hit the heart if you're on TikTok, hit the subscribe if you're on the YouTube, and thank you very much. So there's been another 10 hours putting those back in, 10 hours put those heat shields back in, and as there was many on this side, I think there's one there, and there's one jammed in there somewhere, stuck in there, couldn't get it out, or didn't take it out, one or two, I don't know. Absolute nightmare that side was a jigsaw man, that side was a jigsaw, but we started it back up. There was a wee code for intake air temp sensor, and a history code for the, what do you call it, the EGR, so I cleared them. It didn't have any lights on, so that was good when we started it up. It did fire straight up with no lights on. I just scanned it and I found that. You'll see that in the YouTube video. So she sounds okay as well. Sounds good. Give it a big portion there. So it's been a bit of a mission. And every time I bloody get going on it, something goes wrong. And I have to walk away, or people come in, and you can't plan for these things man, you really can't plan for these bloody Land Rovers, you just never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates man, once you open it up you just don't know what you're going to find. So we'll get it all checked again tomorrow, put the autel back on, make sure everything's tickety-boo. Obviously we said we'll get the heat shields to put back on it, so all the heat shields to go in there, you can see the new valves in there. You can see that's my lube. I had some lube on there to try and get that pipe on man, that's a world of pain, that pipe. Oh Jesus man, Jesus. So heat shields on that side, like we said, 5 hours. You see that's all in there, everything looks all tickety-boo in there, not seeing any issues. So got all this kind of stuff to put back on. We really do need to put those heat shields back on there, rather important. I don't like melt anything, especially any turbo hoses or anything like that under there. So and I may try and find some of that the heat wrap stuff you can get. I don't know if that's just deteriorated, that pipe in there, or the cover, it's like a heat wrap around the EGR pipe and it's right next to a boost hose. I may see if we can get some of that I don't know where you get it, but it's people who normally use it on race cars and stuff like that, so aye, I might try and see where we can get some of that, just concerned about that boost hose there. So I may leave the heat shields off of this side. I think the heat shields are just to protect your suspension and all your wiring there, but aye, she's back running again. It has been a bit of a mission. Obviously we've got a load of broken bolts that we've replaced. So aye, fired straight up with no lights on. We put the autel on it, and it's maybe been that I've not cleared the codes. It did have an intake air temp code, which I don't think was there before. Fingers crossed. Still a throttle pedal code in there. Aye, so we'll just need to wait and see how it goes, the big girl. So aye, getting there. See what the big Range Rover's doing today. So it's sat overnight. Oh, left my autel on. Damn. Hopefully the battery's good. Should be. Stuff. I probably could have let the GoPros go a bit longer, to be honest with you. That's probably been me. I like some. Well, it come up the temp. I had the battery charged fully. So. That sounds all good. Oh, the bubble's back in. You bolt the pipe down. And also I've got all the heat shields. I know I say 10 hours, but they're just a bit fiddly. They are really tight in there. Coolant level. Seems good. There's no EGRs in there. You see the old crusty ones. That's got a big electric turbo in there, so that's got a big electric actuator on it, that one. That side, that's got a big electric actuator on it. And the other side is vacuum operated. It's vacuum operated, the other one, for all these solenoids here. All these networks of pipes, so. Could be a bit of a mission. If you've got an issue with boosting, tracing all these with a mitti back is your best route if you suspect one of them went down. And also check the solenoids with a voltmeter. But no, hopefully this one's okay. Obviously we've got the autel plugged into it. Hopefully the battery's not went down on this. I was charging a torch, so yeah, I've probably left that on, and it's my bad. God damn you, Kearney. So that's my bad. So it was late on a Friday, as always with Land Rovers. You just can't plan for them. Well, you put it in the diary. For what you think it's going to take. And it just never, it never goes to plan. No, on the Land Rovers it doesn't anyway. It never goes to plan on these buggers. So aye, it seems to be okay on it. I do need to hook that bottle up for your race fluid. Obviously I've got a load of tightening up to do and stuff like that. A wee bit more to do down here. Heat shields and stuff. And get that in a bit better as well. So difficult, man, everything's so difficult on them. Can't get that sitting right away, so. But seems to be anyway, at the moment. Obviously we do need to road test it, but we do need to road test the car, but we have let it come up to temp. This is my wife's car, so put the window up. So see, it is a bit steamy again, but obviously you're going to have a lot of condensation in that exhaust as well. And when these things aren't working right, guys, these Range Rovers, so you've got the V6 twin turbo dual EGRs, a cat and a DPF, and everything needs to be. There's an IOSV valve as well down the front on these, which is an intercooler kind of valve as well. An intercooler, it's a big valve. I don't know if it's a shut off valve, shut off maybe the boost to one side or whatever. But there's lots of bits that can go wrong, and they all need to be singing in harmony for these magnificent beasts to be working right. Now, I have been working on these vehicles now for about 20 years. No, Range Rovers throughout the years. I don't specialise in Range Rovers, I just keep getting asked to do them. And I have continued to do them. They are getting difficult now. They are, when they start getting old, they are getting difficult. I was really lucky for what I hear, according to my friends up at the specialist Land Rover garage in Scotland. That's all they do, is they specialise in Land Rovers, and they're really good. They know what they're doing with them, and they don't mess about as well, which is good. You know, you get people. I had one in here, and the guy, we're on different planets because the way he was wanting to fix the car isn't how I fix cars. We fix them properly. We put new parts in. We don't gamble. We don't presume to know. We find out and we fix them right. So, and we take our time, and that's what happened here. We took our time with the bolts, and we didn't break them. So, if we did have broke them, there'd have been a body off again, there'd have been a lot more involved again. But we managed to do it this way, managed to save some money, and we just took our time with it and did it without breaking it, and cleaned up everything as well as we can. Now, this other side here is a bit of a concern for me. I don't like doing that. I've obviously had to put that in like a jigsaw. No, I don't like doing that, I really don't. I would have rather, I don't know why, just no chance it was going to go in. I don't know if it's because of the crossover pipe for the crankcase breather, which runs through that side of the turbo to over to that bank. So I don't know if it's because of that, but it's just so difficult to get that side out of there in one piece. I wasn't able to do it, so I don't know if the engine maybe sits a wee bit over this side. Hard to tell. It doesn't look like it is, but it's hard to tell. But anyway, we've got it done, and obviously I've not put the covers back on it yet, because specifically for that reason, I'm ever want to check it all once I have ran it up to temp, and I'm ever going to run it up to temp again, and just confirm we have no leaks. That's the me spraying to try and get the pipe back on, because it is really tight in there. So I'll need to get the heat shield stuff back on it and make sure everything's all tickety-boo. There's no lights on it at the minute. There wasn't any lights on when I started it. There was a code in there, obviously, for the EGR. When that had went down, they're stuck in the closed position. So I knew that was going to be there. I did have one for intake air temperature. Now, I knew there was ones in there for throttle pedal, a couple of ones for bin and ABS. I'm not sure what that's all about yet, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not a Land Rover technician, I've never worked for Land Rover, and there's a wee cable tie falling in there that I was using for keeping the gaskets together on that side. So that's how you do it. You need to keep the gasket on the thing. There's two O-rings as well we had to replace inside the EGRs, so the old ones are still in there, so you would never get them out, and you'd be better replacing them anyway, to be honest with you. Don't go all that work and not replace any of the gaskets. So we replaced the gaskets, the bolts. Only come with the gaskets for the cooler, so we had to get more gaskets for the pipes, which we did. I don't want to, I mean, who wants to do all that and then have to take it apart for an £8 gasket? I mean, come on now. But I've seen people doing it, I've seen it all. We have. So we'll go and scan this again. The big autel. Big Rangey. It's the big rangeroversport. 306 DT. We'll just go to auto scan again. Everything's all good. So ABS is going to say VIN. Instrument panel cluster might say heating. There's lots of things that can go wrong with these now, and I'm looking at them now, and I'm seeing the things that are potentially going to go in the future now. Anti-roll control module, we had issues with this before in that car, and that's absolutely perfect still, so we're all good there. So for Land Rover it's doing not bad. I know there's issues with the door. Now I've cleared the codes on it, so and I've not touched the door yet, so they might know me back, but there is issues with the door on the passenger side. But there's no fault codes in the engine, so I'm not going to just run this up to temp again and put all the covers on it and then take it to there basically. We need to get a good run on it and see. We're just fragile beasts, unfortunately. Everything has to be singing. There's a lot of kit, you know, you've got a V6 twin turbo there. That is a lot of kit. So, well, it's actually park and brake control module, there you go. I've seen this car is going to need a park brake module at some point, which is the motor at the back basically with the two cables coming out it. It's not an easy job as well, man. It's not an easy job as well, man. It really is not. And it's not that cheap either. Nothing is cheap for them. Yeah, so left heated door mirror. There is obviously issues with the door. So, but everything looks okay. Not too bad. The Land Rovers, you drive us down the road and we'll end up with a few codes again. Don't know what we'll find. Or boxes of chocolate. So, guys, we'll get all the heat shields put back on this. It is a Saturday morning. It's quite early on a Saturday morning, so we're going to crack on now and get these heat shields put back on. So, thanks for watching. Give a wee subscribe on the YouTube, guys. If you're watching on the TikTok, give a wee heart. Follow. Bye. Have a good weekend, guys. Thanks for watching. So she seems to be cruising okay. Very windy today in Scotland. Get a portion. Oh aye, here she goes. Half because there's a vehicle in front of us. So, yes. I'm driving with no lights on anyway, so we've still got their pathways to set up. So we've been a good run there through the showcase in the motorway. The technician had started on Monday, he'd locked his cell at the car had broken, the key fob wasn't working and the mechanical lock decided it wasn't going to work. So as always the way on a Saturday when you get with the kids, he was stuck at the pub basically, so he was away getting a pub lunch at the Beefeater or the Hungry Horse, whatever it was, and sadly couldn't get the kids home because the vehicle wasn't open, so we went down with a drill and drilled it out. So that's my good deed done for the day. So heading home now on a Saturday. It's a late day on a Saturday, so we need to run this bad boy anyway. We'll come off the gas a wee bit actually, we're going a wee bit faster. So I'll come off the gas. But thanks for watching again. There's a big nuisance light on saying feed me with fuel, so we'll get some in that soon. So we've scanned for codes. Been a long run, into Glasgow and back, let it cool down. No codes detected, that's good. So we'll see if we can set up their pathways on it now. Oh, sorry. So sure what we're going on there. Battery was fully charged on this. It's complete. Sure the ignition's turned on. So see what happens there. I think this car's maybe in the throttle pedal. Keep getting that code for it. So let's see, that is. Oh, I'm just staying on there, so. Don't know why it was doing that. So a big autel max is doing its thing there. That's quality, this machine, especially for these Land Rovers. I see there's a little cloud thing up there now for doing software upgrades, I think, which is something I need to look into further on this. Just turn it back to position 2. It's going to be default codes. Hopefully there shouldn't be any, we didn't have any. We've been a run on it, so the battery's at 12.4 it's saying, so it soon goes down quick in Land Rovers. Turn the heating off. So, running away, and let's see what happens. I mean, the car was driving okay. It's maybe that because I didn't relearn these. But we'll see what happens now that I've relearned them. But I think the throttle pedal keeps seeing that for transmission control. Sometimes it just feels hesitant. But no, she's not driving. It's driving fine. But sometimes, occasionally, it feels hesitant. So hopefully this will help. It might not need the air pathways. So maybe just this. Okay. Turn that off. Okay. Position 2. Okay. It's reading the fault codes again. Okay, it says it was okay. Turn that off again. It seems to be that, so. See how we go. Shall I? See how we go.